Welcome to Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Kush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. We did it! Welcome everybody to Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I myself am Dr. Kush. No idea what that music is, but it's somewhere in my head, and we're gonna have to figure it out. Wow! It's Tiki Tuesday, everybody, and we are not doing a Tiki drink. No, alas, we are not doing a Tiki drink. We are instead going to do a drink called the Daiquiri. We have been on a Daiquiri journey. Basically, all we're doing right now is we are killing time until it is time for us to eventually get into the fall of fizz. But I cannot, with any kind of good conscience, declare that fall has begun until at least September. So we are in a holding pattern right now. So I figured, hey, why don't we hang out and make some delicious daiquiris? And this, in my opinion, is at least in the category of the greatest daiquiri ever made. It is called the Maidique style. Now, if you also think names like Harry Johnson are funny, you are gonna love the Maidique style, because that is named after a guy whose last name was Maidique, and we're gonna get into him for just briefly. We don't know much about him, but we're gonna get into him briefly, Maidique, and we're gonna make his daiquiri, and then we're gonna talk about how that eventually became my favorite cocktail still of all time today, the Hemingway daiquiri. But before we do that, let me say hello to the people. Let me say hello over here to our good friend Bon Bon. Bon Bon, good evening to you and all the Cushies out in Cushville. May all of your Christmases be bright and your falls come directly after September. Let me say a big hey-o to our good friend Davey Virtue, number 2,000. He was our 2,000 subscriber. We are up to 2,128 subscribers. Wow, you ever heard of that many people? I didn't even know there were that many people. I can't name that many people. Can you? Start now. By the time I say hello to everybody, you guys let me know if you've named 2,128 people. Bon Bon says hello to Davey V. Let me say hello to our good friend Moose. Greetings, cocktail buddies. We are all cocktail pals here, no doubt about it. Let me say hello to our good friend Stephanie Husband, winner of the 2024 Kush-Tucky Derby, along with husband Michael. They are here. They are ready to drink. Or do people drink during the show? I don't know. I don't know what you guys are doing. I can't see you. Hopefully you're having a drink or two. Let me say hello to our good friend Tiki Tom. I think somewhere in there it does say Tiki Tom. That's kind of a fun little thing for Tiki Tom. Good to see you there. Let's see. We got DC Debbie Clark, winner of the 2023 Kush-Tucky Derby, commenting on the size of the crowd. We are doing a pretty good crowd tonight. Usually, let's just see how many people we got. 20, it's pretty good. That's just on YouTube. Could have more people on other things. We are also live on Kick, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram. Look at us. We're over. Oh, we haven't gone live on Instagram. We're going to go live on Instagram now. We will, in moments, be live on Instagram as well. Bon Bon wants me to tell Jen that sourdough bread is turned out great. Love to hear that. A lot of asking how everybody is. Oh, here's Loriander. Our good friend Loriander is here. Loriander, of course, not on our time. So we like to see that people are, hanging out way late, keeping their eyes on the world when it is nice and dark. Davey Virtue, this is funny. Interesting. Modesto's son was the president of my university. That it is very difficult to look up a guy that I wanted to talk about when his son is also pretty famous. The Modesto Alex Mitch Maidique I'm not gonna get over that. He's also a fairly famous guy. I know nothing about him, so we're not gonna talk about it. But he was the president of FIU and a super cool guy. Wow, more daiquiris. Paul says, "Wow, more daiquiris." I'm gonna get Paul to record that. I'm gonna get Paul to record saying "wow" because I don't know if this one does any good. Wow. Paul, next time we see each other, please remind me to bring a tape recorder. I'm gonna record you going "wow." If you extend a daiquiri with juice and spices, isn't it then a tiki? Yeah, technically. I mean, if you just make the daiquiri is like the tiki sour. You add a little bit of spices, you're in the punch category. And once you're in the punch category, you're dangerously close to being deep into Tiki. Let me say hello to our good friend. Speaking of Tiki, Dougie G in the place to be. Ready for Tiki. The UF Mark, somebody else who went to another university in Florida, not FIU, but UF. I have a question. Does anybody have a recipe for a Tiki version of a gin and tonic? Yes! I also have that question. I'll think about it. I'm enjoying Tropical Punch from Shawnee P. Ooh, I want to see that as well. Yeah, good question. Okay, well, you know what? Don't answer that question yet, guys. We will, I promise, we are doing the fall of fizz. All fall long, we are going to do fizz cocktails. Don't start giving away recipes now. I feel like I'm already exhausted from fizzes. We haven't made a single fizz. I'm exhausted from them already. I promise we will do an entire unit on gin and tonics. No doubt about it. One of the greatest fizzes there ever was. One of the greatest fizzes there is. Okay, what are we doing today, though? We are not doing a fizz. We are waiting till fall. So we're counting down our daiquiris. We've done daiquiri number 5. We've done daiquiri number 4. What does that leave us with? Daiquiri number 3, 2, and 1. So let's start with 3 today. 3 today is in the style. When we say what number daiquiris they are, we're of course referring to a guy named Constante Ribialagua Vert, or Constantino Ribialagua Vert. Something changed. Let me bring Doug in. Something changed. Chat comments are screens coming up bigger, and names are highlighted in green. That is correct. Something has changed, Dougie. We are no longer using Restream.io. We are instead using this one. This is called Social Stream Ninja. Thank you, Social Stream Ninja, for your freeness, for how very free you are. Makes me very happy. Okay. When we talk about the daiquiri numbers, we are talking about a guy named Constante Ribialagua Vert. Constante, to me, is probably one of the most influential bartenders in my life. I never met the guy. He was dead well before I was around. He bought a bar in like 1918. So imagine you buy a bar in 1918 and now you're still alive in 2024. That is too long. That is too long to be alive. I don't think he was much of a drinker. I don't know much about him, but his effect on just taking a very simple cocktail, the daiquiri, sugar, lime, rum, and then changing little bits. Do you guys know what I'm doing when I'm doing this? I put my hands together and do this. This is me pouring bottles. Susan says she can't find me on Facebook. Oh no. Am I not on Facebook? I should be on Facebook. Oh gosh. Okay, well, either way. This is me pouring bottles. This is me experimenting. It's not like being out of control on a motorcycle. This is me pouring bottles. He just takes little bits here, 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 and he changes the whole thing. He takes a 3-ingredient cocktail. No Facebook. 1 second. Well, we're going to have to fix Facebook some other time. He takes a very simple concept and he expands it and he makes all kinds of different versions of the same cocktail. That is daiquiri number 5, number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1. Number 3 is my favorite. Number 3 is what spawned the Hemingway daiquiri, which to this day is my favorite daiquiri. It is lovely. It is lime. It is grapefruit. It is maraschino liqueur, and it is rum. we're going to be making a different version. We're going to be making the Maidique version. Maidique version. Now, Modesto Maidique. This is a Cuban dude, right? He was the senator in Cuba in the 1920s, 1930s. That is not what is interesting about this man. Now, I laugh now because I don't have to deal with this guy. Modesto Maidique seemed unhinged. Seemed like an unhinged dude, all right? This guy did not enjoy political arguments. Not a fan. If you did not agree with Modesto Maidique, it was not an agree to disagree. I'm flagged as mature content on Kick. I think I might have tagged myself as mature content on Kick. I don't think people under 18 should be watching this. Sorry, I'm going to stop reading chat for a second. I got to get through this whole story, and then I'll talk to you guys. Modesto Maidique did not care at all for political discourse. If you did not like Modesto Maidique would run to the back of his house. I don't know where he kept it, but he would grab his rapier. He would grab his rapier, and he would stab you. He loved getting into duels over political arguments. Well, at some point, he got into a political argument with a guy who was I think he was the Secretary of the Interior down Cuba way. And we all know Cuba is, of course, an island, so there's not a lot of interior. It's mostly beach. Mostly you want to stay outside if you're there. But the Secretary of the Interior got into a big fight. He didn't put the rapier away, he said. We have an on-site pistol battle. That means, now, Modesto Maidique said, if I see you, I'm going to shoot you. And the other guy said, okay, that sounds fair. If you see me, you'll shoot me. And if I see you, guess what's going to happen? Modesto said, you're going to shoot me. And they agreed to this. Yep. Handshake, turn around, run to their houses, grab their guns. Turns out Modesto, better at shooting. Shot the Secretary of the Interior on sight. He told him. He gave him warning. This was not a drive-by. This was a shooting. Anyway, this was a senator down in Cuba. What does that get you? A drink named after you. So this is not. It's not called the Modesto Maidique Daiquiri, but if you were to order it before Ernest Hemingway sort of came in and made this in his own image, you would have said, I'll take the Daiquiri numero tres, or else you could just say, I'll take the Daiquiri, do mine Maidique style. Do mine Maidique style. And that is how we got the name the Maidique style. You do not have to shoot anybody. I don't think so. We're about to find out. You do not have to shoot anybody if you want this cocktail. But you do have to be okay with somebody shooting somebody to enjoy this style of cocktail. This is a daiquiri, so of course we're going to start over here with our good friend, the lime. Very difficult to get through a whole daiquiri unless we are going to agree that the lime is the thing. We're putting in two different sour juices, so we're going to use the smaller version of the lime. Don't worry about using the hugest lime you can. But because we are using Constante Ribilagua Vert's version of this cocktail, because we're doing one of his cocktails, we're going to cut it in the style of, we're going to cut this lime in the style of Constante Ribilagua Vert, and that is going to find our little thing right here. We're going to move it to the side. You guys know this. You guys this should not be a surprise to anybody. We're going to try and keep it all together if we can. There we go. I'm not going to cut all the way through because I don't want to cut into my bar. I forgot to bring one of the... There we go. I forgot to bring a cutting board back here. We need half an ounce of lime juice, or technically what we need is the juice of half of a lime. That is the... let me say hello to Cocktail Lulu. Hello, Cocktail Lulu. I don't think I saw you before. We need the juice of half a lime. That is often mistranslated into, the juice of half a lime is translated into half of an ounce of lime juice. That is not the case. You need the juice of half a lime. Now that is not a very, I don't know, precise standard of measurement. It just isn't. So we're going to basically say we need half of an ounce of lime juice. I think that's why that got translated that way. But when we do half an ounce of lime juice, we're just going to squeeze in half of half of this lime. So we're going to go ahead and just squeeze like this, get our fingers way deep into our glass so that all those oils get there. And then we're going to take this guy and we're going to drop it in. Take this guy right here and we're going to squeeze it there and we're going to drop it in. Now, we're just going to eyeball this for a second. I don't think that looks like half an ounce of lime juice. I've been doing this long enough that I can pick half an ounce of lime juice out of a lineup. Dang it. Just dropped it in there like a fool, like a real buffoon. There we go. Throw this in here. Give that a squeeze. That looks more like half an ounce of lime juice. We just need that lime juice to be yeah, about half of a lime juice, half of a lime's juice, half an ounce of lime juice. You decide at the end if you want to. You can put a little bit more, a little bit less. You know, we know the story here. We're gonna grab some of this back here. Constante would recommend, hey, guy, why don't you grab some sugar instead of simple syrup? I don't want to. I don't want to. I want to grab simple syrup. Simple syrup makes it easier, especially for, you know, just grab the simple syrup. I don't know. Why do we grab simple syrup instead of sugar? It's a little easier. Just a little easier. So we'll do a little less shaking and it'll be fine. Plus, we know how much simple syrup is in here. It is equal parts 1 to 1. So I'm looking for about half an ounce. Let's call it half an ounce. Half an ounce of some simple syrup. That way we're 1 to 1. We're hanging out 1 to 1. So we have 1 part of the sour, 1 part of the sweet. We're doing real good there. We're going to reach down here for the next. That's a daiquiri. This right here, put a little rum in there. We got ourselves a stew. We got ourselves a daiquiri. We do not want this to end as a daiquiri, though. We're going to start adding the good stuff. 2 of the best ingredients to ever find their way into a daiquiri. One of them is this guy. Now, if you want to squeeze in, I just want to show you guys. I'm not cheating or anything. I did go out and get a grapefruit. All right, this is a grapefruit. It's fine. It's delicious. It's great. I don't want to cut open a full grapefruit for the 1/4 ounce of grapefruit juice that I'm going to need for it. So instead, I'm going to do the wise thing, which is we're just going to open up a little can or a little bottle of grapefruit. This is fine. We're okay. I feel like I'm convincing myself. You guys don't seem to care. I care. Find yourself some grapefruit juice. We do not need a ton of grapefruit juice. The grapefruit is just the suggestion in this cocktail. Later on in the Hemingway daiquiri, the way that I make it at least, we're going to make the grapefruit the main player. All right? Hemingway, pre-diabetic, he wanted a lot of rum with very little sugar. Lots of rum, very little sugar. Limes, they got some sugar in them, baby. Grapefruit also has some sugar in them, baby, but it does taste like it has less sugar, and I think maybe Constante was pulling the wool over old Papa Hemingway. We need a 1/4 ounce of some grapefruit juice. Is that gone forever, do you think? I dropped the cap. Hold on, otherwise I'm going to forget about it. Oh, where did it go? Where are you? Found you. I got it. I got it. What was I saying? Oh. I use white grapefruit juice. I use white grapefruit juice because white grapefruit juice goes best, in my opinion, in tiki cocktails. So I keep white grapefruit juice sort of hanging around. That's what I like to do. You do not have to use white grapefruit juice. If you want to use some of that pink stuff, that's great. Honestly, fine. That's great. Just know that you'll have to adjust some measurements. White grapefruit juice is more sour than the other ones. So adjust for your just for sourness. Oh gosh, Shawnee Panda Baker is allergic to grapefruit. Oh geez. Oh geez. Shawnee? How allergic? Like, do you think you could have one Hemingway daiquiri just to see if you like it? Don't do it. Don't do it, Shawnee. It's a shame. It really is a shame. Shawnee Panda Baker, who is a great lover of cocktails, is unable to ever have my favorite cocktail. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, Dan died. Okay, we need a 1/4 ounce of maraschino liqueur, maraschino liqueur, maraschino liqueur, marachino liqueur, marino liqueur. You need some of this stuff. You need some of this stuff. This is a cherry liqueur made of Marasca cherries. We call it maraschino liqueur. Yes, it has sugar in it, but it also has very similar sugary tastes. It's got a nice sweetness to it, and it also adds. Oh, I should have that just memorized, ready to go. 32% alcohol. There is also alcohol in this. So, if you are looking to replace your sugar, unhealthy. A lot of people will tell you. They'll look you straight in the eye. Your doctor, they'll say, "You're too much sugar, unhealthy." Well, if you want to replace your sugar with something healthy, alcohol. Find that alcohol. Alcohol is basically just sugar that's gone through a health process. Can you get sued for a YouTube chat? Just asking for a friend. Like, can somebody sue you? I don't know. Is this like false information? Can I just call this fake news at some point? Don't do anything I say. Except for this. Add a 1/4 ounce of maraschino liqueur. Maraschino liqueur. Maraschino liqueur. 1/4 of an ounce. Looking great. Looking pretty empty, though. Not a lot going in there because we need the granddaddy of them all. The Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl of rums. This right here is our friend Bacardi. Bacardi. Maybe Sean can switch out grapefruit liqueur instead of the juice. Sean says, interesting. I don't think that sounds like a good idea. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I am. My name is Scott Cushman, and I host a bar show. I don't have any authority to tell you whether you are able to do grapefruit liqueur instead of grapefruit juice. That is not where my authority lies. I'm pretty good at telling you how to put one liquid into another liquid, and then maybe add a third liquid for a drink. Please don't die, Sean. Please stay with us. Yeah. Yes, I've been sued once before. Let's not risk it again. Yes, that is true. I can't have it again. Kyle, my barback, sued me earlier. It was tough. Go ahead and grab some of this. This is a Cuban style rum. Does it need to be? Should we see if we can win an award here for best clarity? Just see if we can get. Oh, yeah, look at that. Right into frame, baby. You want to go ahead and grab a little bit of this rum. This is a Cuban style rum. That does not mean that it is a rum from Cuba. It is a Cuban style rum. Cuban style rums are often noted for how little they taste like every other rum, how much they taste like distillate. There are great Cuban rums, some amazing Cuban rums. Even though most people associate Cuban, like Bacardi with what rum tastes, and people say, "Oh, I don't like rum. I've had Bacardi." Most rum is so much different than Bacardi. It's crazy. This is an outlier in the rum category. It's highly distilled and whatnot. That is the rum we are looking for. We're looking for a highly distilled Cuban-style rum, like Bacardi. Look how in focus it is now. Very. Where's my award? 2 ounces of a Cuban-style rum. Kyle for the win. Are we talking about his lawsuit? Kyle did not win that lawsuit. Kyle did not win his lawsuit against me. Kyle was already going to come down to Tiki away. So I'm not going to be doing any kind of granting Kyle any of his wins. We need lots of ice, guys. Lots and lots of ice. Look at that. Look at how, see all that ice? We need more than that. We need this many ice. Oh, look at the, oh, see? Put on there. Don't make me look like an idiot. Look at that. That's the ice we want. Look how much ice there is. Are we concerned that your bartender is stealing from you because he's putting so much ice into your cup? Are you concerned about that? Stop it. Meet me up here. Stop it. Your bartender's not stealing from you. When we put ice into your cup like this before we shake it, we are, in fact, giving you more of the good liquid and less of the water. The more ice we put in here, the less melting will occur. Stop blaming bartenders about stealing your drinks because they add ice. We aren't stealing from you. Some things just look cool with a big fat thing of ice. Okay. I'm having a very sensitive day. Oh, smells delicious. Smells delicious. This is probably, I think we've said this before, probably my favorite drink of all time. Is at least very similar to this drink. I like slightly different proportions at all the bars that I have ever run. I've taught the bartenders first how to make a Hemingway daiquiri, because when I went into the bar, I would want a Hemingway daiquiri, and I didn't want to make it myself. Okay, fine. Did I treat my bartenders a little bit like house elves? I did. I did treat them a little bit like house elves, but they seemed to like it. And I was nice to them for all the other stuff. Go ahead and dump in a bunch of liquid into this delicious looking frosty glass. How's our wash line? Just a touch too much. I think this one deserves a spin. We're gonna spin her real quick. Where's the really bright? I know there's a really bright one. Oh, I think it's the first one. Dang it. There it is. I'm going to take whatever's left of this lime right here. I'm going to take my very sharp serrated knife. I'm going to follow along the pulp and the skin. We're going to go right here till we're about 80% of the way through. We're going to get that little guy, and we're going to throw this. Are we spinning? What the hell is the point of your... Oh, you're spinning very slowly. 1 second. I think we might have burnt out the motor on the spinner. Uh-oh. Well, either way, we're going to put this right here. We're going to see how the spinning goes. It's trying so hard to spin. Do you think maybe the spinner didn't need to have liquid poured into it? I think there's a chance that the spinner did not need liquid poured in it. Either way, we're spinning. We're spinning slowly, but we're spinning. Just going to clean this up a little bit. Yeah, keep that out of the gears. There we go. We've done it. This, a cocktail called the Daiquiri. The Daiquiri number 3. If you want to get more specific, it is called the Maidique style of daiquiring. This is not a... It's a drink spinner. What did it expect? Thank you, Kyle. Finally, Kyle and I agree on something. Let's start that again. This is a cocktail called the Daiquiri. The Daiquiri number 3 specifically from Constante Rivellagua Vert. If you want to get real specific about it, it was originally called the Maidique style. So now we have done the frappe style, we have done the the pink style. So we've done frappe style, pink style, and now we have done the Maidique style. This is the Maidique style of daiquiri. A little bit of grapefruit juice, a little bit of maraschino liqueur. Give that a big shake. Not frapped. This one is not frapped. If you want to do that, then you are changing the tenor of what this. Oh well, now look how fast this is spinning. I think maybe this drink was too heavy. We're just going to give this a quick wipe down and see if that's... I want the drink to spin. I'm going to take a little sip. Kyle's going to yell at me because he doesn't like when I use the white towels. And I agree with him. I agree. This is a show after all. Let me just see if this... Okay, that stops it. Oh yeah, it's really slow. We're gonna have to fix this thing. Okay, I do feel like some people tune in just for the drink spinner, so we're gonna have to figure that out. Anyway, I didn't even give you guys the reaction that you wanted. This is such a good drink, I forgot to give you the reaction. It is perfect. If you like a daiquiri, if you love a daiquiri, if you you have daiquiris in your family, I don't know what you're up to. This is a great daiquiri. Myself, I prefer it a little less sweet, so maybe if you want to adjust a daiquiri a little bit, the Maidique style daiquiri, bring back the simple syrup just a little bit. I think you'll be fine. If you want to do it in the Ernest Hemingway style, the best way to do it is just cut that simple syrup right out completely and only sweeten it with the Luxardo maraschino liqueur. You'll be in a good spot. This possibly a perfect drink. I got nothing to say. This is a great cocktail. I love it, and we are almost done with our daiquiri series. Once our daiquiri series is over, then we can get into the fall of fizz. That's what we got. Yeah, sorry, I've already agreed with Kyle. Let me say hello to our good friend Street PI. Street PI hanging out, doing all the right stuff with a big aloha. Happy Tiki Tuesday to you, pal. Happy Tiki Tuesday to all of us. All of us who needed a little Tiki Tuesday here. Paul used Probitas rum, threw in the spent lime, and cut back simple syrup to 1/4 ounce. It's effing great. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to do it. Find yourself... Probitas is not a Cuban-style rum. Probitas. It is a coffee still and pot still rum. So, yeah, the coffee still takes that... the pot still rum takes that right out of Cuban contention. Can't really have a pot still style, pot still, and then still have it be called a Cuban style rum. It's the opposite. You need a coffee still in order to make it. Not it's you guys know this. It's not coffee like the beans that you roast up. It's a guy named Aeneas Coffee created the still. Anyway, you need an overly distilled thing, but I do like the idea, even though this is not really in the spirit of what we were making tonight. This sounds like a much better drink. So enjoy that, Pauly boy. Good work. Thank you to everybody that watched. Who's watching over on Instagram? Let me say hello to the people that are still watching on Instagram. Oh, my gush. Oh, my gush. There are 5 of you. Thank you all 5 of you for watching over on Instagram. That's pretty fun. How many of you are over here on YouTube? I can tell that now. I learned. 22. Seems like a lot. Is everybody okay? Is something going on? Are you guys waiting for me to make an announcement or something? No announcements tonight. I don't know why there's so many of you. Okay, that's what we got. We are doing something. We are doing some fun stuff. We got some fun stuff coming up. We are going to be back here on Thursday for Thirsty Thursday, where we will make a drink that, while it may be tiki, it doesn't necessarily have to be, or maybe we'll do a battle box. I don't have an idea for Thursday yet. I usually wait till the very last minute, which my doctor says is probably aiding to some of my very nervous tendencies. But we'll figure it out. So be back here on Thursday. I just want to say hello to Dr. Taco MD, who's watching us over on Twitch. Thank you, Dr. Taco, for watching us over on Twitch. Twitch is working. So that's good. But Facebook is not. So that's bad. We're going to figure it out. And I saw somebody else join us. Who else just joined us? Oh, Mr. Highway. Thank you, Mr. Highway 666. Have a swell week too, buddy. Always a pleasure, my friend. Never a chore. Dr. Taco just got here, but we are still good. That's what we got, guys. We are hanging back out on Thursday here at Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks on places like, but not always including, Twitch, Facebook, Kick, Instagram, and of course, the granddaddy of them all, YouTube. So hang out with me there. I will see you guys the next time. When is that next time? Thursday. And then we'll be back on Saturday. Thursday, then Saturday. We'll probably do football cocktails on Saturday because, of course, football season starts. We'll come up with some sort of competition. Anyway, thank you guys so much for showing up, and I will see you guys on the next one. As always, what do we say? We say things like,
have a drink with us.
Have a drink with us, but also...
Goodbye!
But also, what else do we say? We say this one real quick.
Are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
We don't know who Dr. Jinga and Jenga is yet.
Are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
And then we say to each other,
Bye!
goodbye.
Yes, all right. Yes, yes, yes. No. Well, did you take a picture of the last sucker?
When did you discover that you were so beautiful?